Hey everybody, welcome to Breakfast with Bob from .dev Challenge Roth, powered by HEP. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Zoot Sports Original Triathlon Brand, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our first guest, Lisa Norden, three-time Olympic silver medalist from 2012, four-time national time trial champion from Sweden. How you doing, Lisa?
Good. It's really good to be here.
It's great to have you. And you've been doing some gravel during this off season.
Yes, actually that was a bit of the Roth preparation. So 2 weeks ago I did a 177k gravel race.
That's a long way.
And then I did a 34k run the day after, which I think I was the only one in that gravel field who did.
Who did both.
So yeah, so it was a nice combo, just setting me up for a good day out here.
You know, we're seeing more like Heather Jackson and Ben Hoffman. A lot of other folks are going, and then Sebi's talking about doing that as well. The training carries over.
Yeah, definitely. I actually wrote to Heather before and asked her if, is this a stupid idea, or do you think I should do it? And how would it be like as a last prep raid for Roth? And she said, actually it's probably a good idea.
Yes.
It's a little bit hectic at the start, but if you can get through that, then it's a good workout.
Right.
And it was a horribly hard workout.
Oh my God, because it's full out, right? It's not like you relax at all.
I had almost an hour, like 56 minutes over 300 watts, which for me is quite up there. And the normalized power was also way above an Ironman normalized power.
Well, so that's really good training.
It's a good day
high intensity training, without being on the road.
Yeah.
Training on the road is so dangerous out there now.
And to be honest, like you get to this new place, we went to Finland for Finland gravel, and you had this one loop, 177 Ks, out on the countryside, on gravel roads, through forests, through fields.
Beautiful.
It was so beautiful. It was super nice.
So this is your first time here?
It's my first time here. I've done a lot of racing in Germany previously, but just never, most of my years I've done short course racing, and then Bundesliga has been the races here.
Oh, that's right.
But Challenge Roth has been something, I've been aware of for many, many years, but just never had the opportunity to race. And this year it worked out well.
It's so cool because we're basically sitting in this stastadium that holds 5,000 people that wasn't here. It wasn't here like 5 days ago. This was an open field.
Yeah. I actually arrived 2.5 days ago, and it was nothing here.
And also, when we're looking at this race, you've got two-time defending champion. You've got Annie Hogg, and you've got Laura Phillip, and Daniela Reef, and yourself. It's going to be a great race.
I thought it was like, this could work out for me this year, but apparently the race works out for many people this year. So I think we have, everyone but Lucy from top 6 in Kona.
Exactly.
So it's going to be very interesting race dynamics here.
So last year, Ironman Cozumel. Yes, you get second place there. And what, you have 15-minute lead or something off the bike? It was a meltdown, huh?
It was a meltdown. It was, I wouldn't say embarrassing, because it's the wrong word to use when you're out there, but it's like one of these times when you're wondering, can I complete this?
Yeah, right.
And I told my partner, Callie, was out there, I was like, I don't think I can do this. Like, I'm done. This is me. Like, I have to step off the course.
Well, because half marathon, you still had, at 14 minutes?
Yeah, I had like 14, 15 minutes starting the run, and in any other competition in the world, whatever distance, it would be over. But in Ironman, you're never safe, right?
You never know, right?
And it was, I thought, Dallas was hot, the PTO race.
Yes.
Kona was hot, but Cozumel was a different
league.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had the core sensor on, and already from the swim it was higher, and then on the bike it was definitely higher, and then you started running, and my body just couldn't take it.
Oh my God.
And my partner then, Kalle, was like, okay, I know you're having a tough time out there, but if you start to run now, you can still get the Kona slot. But you have to stop walk. You don't have to run fast. Just put one foot in front of the other and start jogging, and you'll be fine. He's like, come on, you can do it.
Isn't that funny? The different mindset from racing and I need to run 250 to I just got to get one foot. If I can get to that telephone pole right there,
you'll be fine.
I'm going to be okay.
Just don't walk anymore. You have to jog.
Yeah. So it's funny, too, because you look at, I think, 2012, you outsprinted Annie Hogg at Yokohama, right? Right. And you and Annie and Daniela were all in that 2012 Olympics, and 11 years later, people are still racing at the highest level.
Well, I raced with Daniela in 2007.
Yes.
2008 when she won the under 23 world champs.
Yes.
We've been in the same training group. So
Yes.
it's been it's a long history with most of these girls.
And the fact that people are still, I mean, Annie now is 40. Athletes are racing better as they age. Have you had to change anything in terms of just the way you approach training? And do you have to do more weight training, more flexibility?
Well, I think you can never train the same way as you trained the previous year.
Yes.
You always have to change
So you
something.
change every year?
Not every year, like not intentionally, but I think if you stick to doing exactly the same, you're gonna plateau and maybe even go backwards.
Right.
And I think for me the biggest thing has been the recovery.
Yes.
I need more time to recover, and I think the whole program has been a little bit more dimensional.
Okay.
Like when long is long, long is long, and when easy is easy, it's like it's very easy. I changed coach from last year,
Yes.
so I'm now with a Swedish cycling coach.
Okay.
Who's also Jenny Rissveds, who won the Olympic gold in Rio for mountain biking. He's
Alright.
her coach. Obviously, it's a different program.
Right.
We're not in the same program,
Which
but
is sometimes is good.
yeah, but it's been really interesting to set up a Swedish team and to trying to. I stand for the triathlon knowledge
Right.
and how I experience training, and
Right.
trying to translate that to them, and they then looked into like what they think they can help me with to optimize my form. So I've done slightly different training this year compared to the previous 2 years.
Right.
And it's been a bit more specific to be able to tolerate the endurance of it and the length and duration of it.
When you look back at your 2012 Olympics and getting the silver medal and the impact that had on Sweden, I mean, that was really the beginning of the triathlon boom in Sweden because of that. I mean, we've never had a photo finish, right? In the
I think
Olympics.
it's actually the closest ever Olympic medal.
I think you're at 1,000th of a second.
Because most 9,000th of a second.
9,000th of a
Most
second.
other sports they would divide that medal, so it would be 2 golds.
Right.
So if you look at swimming or track and field, you don't split anything less than 100th.
Wow.
So in that way, it's actually the closest Olympic gold medal in history.
Wow, that's pretty cool. But you know, I remember when McKeely won the silver in 2000, first Olympics. Even though she didn't get the gold, her thought was, "I won the silver." You won the silver.
Definitely.
You had a phenomenal day. Now, didn't Darren Smith sort of predict that?
Oh, yeah. There's this famous email he sent out to us maybe like a month or month and a half out of the games when
Yes.
we were in a training camp, just to like what to expect in terms of racing and how he thought the race was going to pan out.
Yes.
And it was like almost to the dot, like, worked out the way
You
he
and
thought it.
Nicola are going to be side by side.
And he we had a little preview in Kitzbühel, which was the last World Series race leading into it, and Nicola outsprinted me I was standing still, and we went back to the track and we did a lot of workouts, like fatigued workouts, to come from a run that went faster, and then been able to have a 200-meter push towards the end. So we did a lot of changes just to be prepared for that last scenario.
You were prepared.
I was prepared.
Yeah, but she was prepared too.
And I was like, just bigger boobs and I would have had it. So we're prepared, but not really, really
Oh
enough.
my God. And do you and Nicola talk about that race?
And like now she retired, right? So
Yes,
I don't see
now
her
you- yeah.
But to be honest, like we never. You get to know the people that you train with or you
Right,
travel
but not
with,
really the
or
racing.
And exactly, I was racing, and Nicola I never had a shared coach with
Right.
or training partners, or
Right.
so we never really had a lot of talk about it
Yes.
afterwards.
What's interesting, I think, with the long distance, because you're, I don't know, not so much training together, but you're racing each other and you spend more time together in that week leading in Kona, you probably become more friendly with people in the long distance side of it than in the sprint side and the Olympic side?
I think so, and also that you don't have national teams the
Right.
same way, because in a World Series you have tight groups.
Yes.
You have your national team and you sit and eat with your team, you travel with your team.
Right.
Here you have more individuals coming with their partners or by themselves.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of respect. Everyone knows how, if you have a good race or a tough race, everyone is pushing just as hard and working just as hard, and
Right.
everyone is training super hard. So you have that respect of what everyone else is doing and going through.
You know when you go to the starting line what other person has gone through.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah.
If they're racing with you, they've done the hard yards.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
That's one of the things.
And it's also a very lonely sport. Like once you say goodbye to your loved ones on the side and you walk down towards the start line, you're by yourself.
For a long time.
For a long time.
For a long time. Was that the hardest thing for you coming from the Olympic distance, just the amount of time? Because training is training, and you're training with a group. Was it just that racing and being out there for so long?
To be honest, I thought it was going to feel longer. I expected, like I had some Instagram questions before to my followers, like what do you do to keep myself entertained? Like,
Yes.
you know, what tricks do you guys use? And then I find myself racing and time just flew by.
It flies by, yeah.
Because
Because you're
goes
thinking
so fast.
the whole time. You've
Yeah.
got to be, whose feet am I on? Who's on my feet?
What's my heart rate? What's my power? What time is it? Did I drink? Did I eat? And then you go through that like
Right.
time and again. And then like, oh, now I've done 60 Ks, now I've done a lap. Now it's end of the bike course and now I start running. And then, you know.
Oh, and I'm
on goes.
halfway.
Yeah.
It's fun. One of those things I think you draw on that in everything we do is, okay, rather than, oh my God, it's 140.6
Yeah.
miles. It's, I'm halfway through the swim. Right, I'm halfway through the bike ride. You use those little energy dots
And
along
then
the way.
suddenly on the run you start like, am I dying now? No, I'm not dying yet. Am I dying now? No, I'm still okay.
Now, was your first Ironman win against Heather at Lake Placid?
Yes, yeah. That was my first Ironman.
That was your first Ironman
sorry,
ever?
Yeah. So I was, I'm a bit jealous. Like I spoke to some people now doing the first Ironman and it was like, oh man, you have this amazing
2021?
experience. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was a very, very special day, and it's super emotional crossing that finish line after having, you know, done that for the first time.
yes.
Because for me, that was not about racing. That was completing the distance,
Right.
and being an Ironman, and getting through, and hopefully then ticking, you know, the Kona slot. So
Right.
I would
And I
have
think there was
finished that.
points on that where we kept thinking, oh, Heather's
Yeah,
running
when
her down.
she was running me down, and I had. To be honest, she was Kona qualified,
Right.
so she didn't really bother me that much.
Yes.
And I was running just to survive the run and keep it together. And she was like every kilometer you heard like she's gaining,
Right.
and then I think we passed kilometer 30. It must have been like kilometer 35 something.
Yes.
She cramped up. So she was in the ditch with cramps, and Kalle was like, "You're fine. You have 6 minutes again." And that was
so
the
cool.
hardest part of my race.
That
'Cause I've been-
once she wasn't there.
Because like you know, once you're racing, and even though I wasn't like racing for the win, I was just racing for the Kona slot. Like to have someone run you down forces you to keep
Yes.
you know on top of things, and you have that pressure from behind. And when the pressure dropped, suddenly I could feel my legs were aching, my quads were dead, and I was like, how am I gonna get to the finish line now? And I knew like I only had to get there and I would win it.
Yes.
But that was, I think it was 7 Ks to go at that time, and it was so long. It was so painful.
Well, and then you're going, good news and bad news. Good news, I qualified. Bad news, I got to do this again.
Yeah, exactly.
In a
It's
hotter
like,
place in Hawaii.
I need some time to digest, but I think they say it's like that with childbirth, that you have, you know, it's a goldfish memory, right? So once you cross that finish line, you'll be like, oh, can I sign up for the next one?
God. We were chatting a little earlier, Ironman Hawaii this year, you got 5th and had a penalty. And here you are, 4-time national time trial champion, and you know, yourself, you got a penalty. Magnus, one of the best cyclists in the sport. Sarah Crowley. There's so many people who we look at as premier cyclists. Did that surprise you?
It's like I was standing there being a little bit embarrassed, because for me it's embarrassing to get a drafting penalty.
Of course.
Because I don't consider myself as a drafter. I
Right.
consider myself racing
You're
fair.
all the front, yes.
And at that time I didn't know what to extent the penalties was going to be at. You know, I didn't even know that Sarah Crowley had a penalty.
Right.
Because I didn't see when she got
Yeah.
into the tent. Then I realized we were a lot of girls in the tent. So I think at one point we were like 5 girls in there, like they need bigger penalty tents so we're going to fit everyone here. But it was also a turning point for my race, because I had been racing probably wisely so, a little bit conservative.
Yes.
It's my first Kona.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
need
yeah,
to,
yeah.
I can't be aggressive off the front. I just need to like settle
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and see what the group is doing. And by getting the penalty, I realized like if I want to leave the island with a good result, I need to ramp things up.
Right.
So from the tent, like 5 minutes, it's such a long time you stand there.
Ridiculous, yes.
And then I did a lap on my Garmin. I was like, okay, now I'm going to have to ride hard. So I had substantially higher wattage coming back from
Yep.
the penalty tent than going into Hawi. And it kind of got my racing head back on the shoulders again. So I knew it's a long day. You can get a flat tire and
Yes.
you'll be fine. Maybe you can get a penalty
Yeah.
and you can still race decent. And I
Yes.
think, in the end, it was a really good result that I'm super happy with.
Love it. And you're going to have a fun time out here.
I hope so. The bike course looks amazing.
Oh,
I
this
rode
is
it
such
all
a
yesterday.
perfect course for you.
It's beautiful.
You are going to attack the hell out of that course. It's
We
going to be
see.
wonderful. Love it. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for taking time. Congratulations on everything. I love seeing you doing gravel and doing all the rest of that. It's going to be a fun season, and we'll see you in Kona.
Yes, yeah.
You already got that qualifying. You're done.
Cozumel. I started running, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
I got it.
Rather than taking a cab.
Yeah.
You could have called an Uber anytime.
I could have called an Uber.
Lisa Norden has been our guest, everybody. We are here at beautiful Datev Challenge Roth, powered by HEP. Hold on, we will be right back.